seated position. On the inhale, lift those arms up to the sky. And exhale, release the hands down to heart center. Good. Inhaling to lift those arms up. And try to exhale twice as slow, releasing the hands back towards your heart. Beautiful. Inhale, lift those arms. And exhale, release. Taking those hands, release the right arm to the right side of the body, lifting the left arm up for a beautiful side stretch. Maybe turning the head towards the sky. Feeling this along the side body, and on the next inhale, rising back up and releasing to the opposite side, trying to keep that right shoulder relaxed down the back. Knees are pushing towards the floor. Inhale, rising back up. Take the hands behind you. Relax the head and neck backwards with the option to lift those hips off the floor if you like, but it's not required. Good. On the exhale, release those hips back to the floor, slowly walking those hands forward, coming right up into a beautiful child's pose, bringing the knees to the edge of the mat, toes together. Relax the forehead towards the floor. If you prefer to use a bolster or pillow instead, you can place that pillow right underneath the chest, relaxing one ear onto the pillow, letting those elbows rest towards the floor. Maybe pulling the arms in a little closer to the body if the shoulders are tight. And taking a few deep exhales. Just unwinding and releasing. Letting any thoughts or worries just dissipate with the out-breath. And switching ears if you have one ear towards the floor. See if you can sink those hips down just a little bit deeper. Beautiful. Using this time and this practice for you to come back to a place of peace. And when you're ready, we're going to lift that upper body again, moving the bolster out of the way. Bring the knees underneath your hips, and on the exhale, round the back up to the sky. On the inhale, release the belly towards the floor, lifting the head. Good. Exhaling to round the back like a cat. Inhale to relax that belly. Exhaling to round. Inhaling to release. Good. From here, we're going to take that right leg out to the side for nice juicy hips, inviting some circles through that right leg. And just experiment with this. Maybe bend the elbows. Maybe sink the hips a little further. Switching directions, moving in the opposite circle if you can. And just noticing how the hips feel. And bringing that right leg back to center. We're going to take the left foot out to the side. Same thing, inviting nice deep hip circles here. Taking your time to really tune into the body in this moment. And switching directions. Excellent work. Try to keep those shoulders relaxed as you do this. And bringing those knees back to center. We're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips up, coming into downward facing dog. Just swaying the hips from side to side, maybe swaying the shoulders, keeping your dog nice and loose. Perfect. And then slowly release those knees to the floor and sink the hips back into a very short child's pose, keeping the arms straight this time. Good. On the inhale, coming back, tabletop position. And if you like, tuck the toes, downward facing dog once again. Just moving with the breath, staying nice and loose. Exhale, we're going to slowly lower right down onto the thighs, rolling the shoulders back. Beautiful cobra pose. Good. On the next exhale, releasing back child's pose, stretching those arms out once again. Inhale, coming forward, tabletop, and if you like, all the way back up to your downward facing dog. Just flowing with the breath, coming forward, releasing the thighs to the floor, rolling the shoulders back, cobra. Exhaling back, child's pose. Good. Inhale, coming forward, tabletop. Exhale, tuck those toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward, release the thighs, cobra, relaxing the shoulders. And gently coming back into that child's pose once again. Beautiful. Coming forward, tabletop position, and all the way back up to down dog if you wish, shaking it out from side to side. Taking a peek from one side and then to the other, releasing that neck a little further. Excellent. And then bend those knees, step the feet in between the hands, and exhale, forward fold. Maybe swaying from side to side. And then slowly rising up one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way back up to your standing position. Rolling those shoulders up and down the spine. Excellent. Turning the palms forward, spreading those fingers. Relax the shoulders and inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Beautiful back bend here if you like, releasing the hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, rise, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to a halfway lift, bring the hands to the shins. Exhale, release those hands to the floor and step the feet back, coming into a plank position. Lower the knees to the floor and lower down, chaturanga. Inhaling up, baby cobra pose or full cobra if you like. Take a peek over your right shoulder to check out those toes. And slowly taking a peek over the left shoulder to the other side. Coming back to center, lift those hips up tabletop or all the way up to downward facing dog. Good. Lifting the right leg up to the sky. On the exhale, step that right foot in between your hands, coming into a lunge position. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Bringing those palms together. Releasing the hands down through your heart center. Clasp the hands together behind the back, opening the heart up. Beautiful back bend. Make sure that front knee stays bent here. Good. On the exhale, we're going to lean forward, releasing the crown of the head towards the floor, allowing those arms to float overhead. You can also rest the hands to the floor if that's more comfortable for you. Beautiful. On the inhale, rising back up. Exhale, turning to that right side, warrior two, keeping that front knee bent, back leg is straight. Try to rest those shoulders over the hips. Just breathing here for a moment. Feeling nice and grounded, and on the inhale, lift that right arm up to the sky, release the left arm down the back, exalted warrior. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, release that front elbow to the front knee, sending the left arm overhead. And if you wish, you can release that right hand right to the floor, but it's not required. Slowly rotating that left hip backwards. Good. On the exhale, release both hands to the floor. Drop that back knee to the mat and walk the right foot out to the right edge. Just let that knee flop open, and you can stay right here if you like, or grab a pillow or a bolster to give you a little extra height. You might even try to bend those elbows, resting them down onto the bolster, or maybe right even down onto the floor. Choosing whatever option is most comfortable for you. Just gently encouraging that outer right hip to open. Knowing that you can always come out of this pose if it's a little too intense for those knees or those hips. Good, nice deep exhales here. And on the inhale, slowly lifting that upper body once again, slide the bolster out of the way, walk that right foot into alignment with the hip, and gently step back into your downward facing dog or tabletop position, and just get the blood flowing by slowly swaying those hips from side to side. From there, step those feet in between the hands again and exhale, forward fold. Beautiful exhale, and on the inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, release those hands to heart center. Good, keeping those feet rooted into the mat. Shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, rise up once again, coming into a beautiful back bend, keeping the hands at heart center to relax the shoulders. Excellent. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to a halfway lift. Exhale, release the hands to the floor and step back into a plank position. Release the knees to the floor and lower down, chaturanga. Inhaling up, cobra or baby cobra. Good. Exhaling back, downward facing dog, stepping the feet in a little closer to the hands. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky, and exhale, step that foot in between your hands, lunge position. Rising up, warrior one. Good. Keeping that front knee bent. Bring the hands down through your heart center, and then take the hands behind the back. Sending the hands backwards, open that heart up towards the heavens. Good. And on the exhale, leaning forward, drop the crown of the head towards the floor, allowing those arms to float overhead. Excellent work. And on the next inhale, lifting those arms up, turning towards the right side of your mat, warrior two pose, keeping that front knee bent, back leg is straight. Good. Looking over those front fingers, feeling nice and solid through the lower body and the upper body. Good. Inhale, rise, releasing that back arm down the back leg. Left arm will float overhead. Exalted warrior. Inhale, rise back up, and exhale, release that front elbow towards your knee, taking the right arm overhead, extended side angle. If you wish, you can release that left hand to the floor, but it's not required. Trying to get that upper wrist over the shoulder, keeping the fingers spread. And then very gently floating the right hand towards the floor, coming into your lizard pose. Take that left leg out to the edge of the mat. You can grab a bolster or pillow once again if you wish. And those arms can stay straight, or if you want to go a little deeper into the hips, bend the elbows. Or some of you might even get the elbows right to the floor, relaxing one ear onto the bolster. Choosing whatever position feels best for you for that head, as long as the neck stays nice and relaxed. Making any adjustments that you need to hold this pose just a little bit longer. Inhaling softly and exhaling completely here. Beautiful. Keeping those shoulders relaxed down the back. You're doing a wonderful job. When you're ready, you can begin to lift that upper body, moving the bolster out of the way. Walk that left foot into alignment with the hip and step back into your down dog or tabletop. Just swaying those hips from side to side. And gently bending those knees, step the feet in between the hands and exhale, forward fold, grabbing opposite elbows and just swaying from side to side. Good. On the inhale, bend those knees, reverse swan dive, lifting the arms all the way back up. And exhale, releasing the hands to heart center. On the inhale, lift those arms up. On the exhale, release the right arm underneath the left. You can grab your shoulder blades if you like, or you might get your hands or your palms together for eagle arms. Gently bend those knees, sinking down into a chair position. And if you like to add a balance, you can lift that right leg, crossing it over the left, but it's not required. You can keep both feet on the floor if you like. Try to lift the elbows a little higher. Sink the hips a little deeper. Beautiful. Squeezing it in nice and tight here. Good. And very slowly unwind those arms. Release that right leg, sending it to the back of your mat, and begin to lean forward, coming into a toppling tree pose. Trying to keep the hips squared towards your mat. Shoulders are relaxed. Good. Inhale, rise back up, lifting those arms overhead. And exhale, release the hands to heart center. On the inhale, lifting the arms up again. Exhale, release the left arm underneath the right, once again grabbing the shoulder blades or wrapping the hands around together, lifting the elbows up and then lowering the hips down, coming into your chair position. If you'd like to add a balance challenge, cross that left leg over the right and try to sink those hips down just a little bit deeper. Squeezing everything in, using your breath to stay balanced. Good. On the inhale, unwind those arms, release that left leg, sending it to the back of the mat, and gently coming forward into a toppling tree pose. Good. Keeping those hips square. The core is nice and pulled in. Beautiful. On the inhale, rise back up, lifting those arms overhead, and exhale, release the hands to heart center. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, coming to a halfway lift. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. Step those feet back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. And on the exhale, we're going to slide that right knee behind the right wrist, walking that right foot over to the left side of your mat. Stretching the left leg out straight behind you, pigeon pose. You're welcome to stay right here. If you wish to go a little deeper, you can take a pillow or a bolster and try to rest those forearms down onto the pillow, rolling the shoulders down the back. If you feel like you want to go deeper still, some of you may get those forearms right down onto the floor, and you can rest the chest and the head right down onto the pillow. Trying to stay nice and relaxed here, allowing the pigeon pose to really open that outer right hip. Try to roll the shoulders away from the ears. And just feel your breath moving through the abdomen. Maybe noticing the sensation as the belly pushes into the leg or the pillow on the inhale and relaxes away on the exhale. Staying in this position as long as it feels good to you, but knowing that you can always step out of it if you need to. Good. Staying focused on that breath. Long, deep exhales. Good, and when you're ready, you can gently peel the upper body off of the floor. Maybe take a peek over that right shoulder towards your toes before gently lifting back up into your downward facing dog or tabletop, and just sway the body out, getting the blood flowing on both sides, making sure you can feel both legs. When you're ready to switch sides, lift that left leg up, bringing the left knee behind the left wrist and sliding that foot over to the right side of the mat. The right leg is going to stretch out behind you and the ankle should be aligned to the hip. You're welcome to stay lifted here, or if you wish, once again relax those forearms down onto your bolster, or maybe take them down onto the floor, relaxing the chest onto the bolster if it's comfortable, and releasing one ear downwards. If this pose feels uncomfortable, you may want to try adding an extra bolster under the chest, or you may find it comfortable to add a blanket or an extra pillow under your knees as well if the knees tend to bother you here. Otherwise, just focus on your breathing, using your breath as an anchor, taking beautiful inhales for a count of 5. And exhaling completely for a count of 10. Using those long exhales to release any tension in the body, allowing yourself to relax a little bit deeper. If you find your mind wandering at all, just bring your awareness back to your breath. Inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 10. Slowly coming back into the body, very gently begin to lift those hips up, just removing the bolster or the pillow to the side, and then once again returning those hips back to the floor. Maybe windshield wiper those knees from side to side, just unwinding that low back, very gently coming right down into Shavasana, stretching those legs out nice and long, resting the hands beside the hips, palms turned upwards. Maybe roll the shoulders away from the ears, and come completely back into that breath awareness, allowing the belly to rise and allowing it to fall. Releasing all thoughts and all tension with the exhales. And stay here as long as you can as you drift off into a beautiful meditation, one of silence, one of peace, one just for you.